'Tis the season for festive cookies. I'll be showing you how to make my three favorite chocolate M&M cookies, Linzer cookies, and Viennese biscuits. Let's get started. So for your chocolate M&M cookies, start off with 1 cup softened butter, 1 cup granulated sugar, 1 cup brown sugar, and then cream together. For the butter, I'm using salted butter, so I don't have to add any salt in later. So then I'm going to add in 2 eggs and then cream that in with the butter and sugar. And then I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and then mix together. And for your dry ingredients, we're going to start off with 3 cups flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon baking powder. And then mix that together and add it into your butter and sugar mixture and combine. So once you have your dough ready, you're just going to fold in your chocolate. I use 1 cup of chocolate chips and 1 cup of the festive holiday M&Ms. And then just fold that in, and once you have that ready, we're gonna cover the bowl in saran wrap and refrigerate for 30 minutes. So once we're ready to bake, I like to form little balls of dough in my hands just to kind of warm the dough up before I bake, and then add that to your baking tray. And while you're doing this, you can preheat your oven to 375 and bake for 10 minutes. And this is what it's gonna look like. Now for the Viennese biscuits, I'm starting off with 250 grams of softened butter, 50 grams powdered sugar, and I'm using my handheld mixer and mixing on low speed for about 2 minutes. And for the dry ingredients, we're using 225 grams of all-purpose flour and 25 grams cornstarch. Mix that together. And then you can add that into your butter mixture and blend again. Now your finished dough is not going to look like a dough. It's going to be very soft, like what you're seeing here on the screen. And then you're going to put this into your piping bag. And at the tip, I'm using a star nozzle. And I'm just piping out kind of like a zigzag shape. I wanted to have fun with this, so I did a few zigzag shapes, or Viennese fingers if you will, and then I went with a traditional circular whirl shape. And take your time. So you can see that I'm now going for the traditional circular whirl shape, and I start from the inside and I work my way out. So when you have your shapes done, you're going to refrigerate your baking tray for about 30 minutes to allow the shapes to firm up. And then you're going to bake at 350 for 15 minutes, and this is what they're going to look like. Now I went the extra mile and dipped mine in chocolate. You don't have to. This was just preference and kind of an aesthetic thing. And that's your finished product. For the Linzer cookies, we're going to start off with a cup of salted butter at room temperature, 2/3 cups of granulated sugar, and mix until well combined. Then we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, the zest of 1 lemon, and 2 egg yolks. And then we're going to mix again. And for the dry ingredients, we're using 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 1 cup of almond flour, and mix again. Now this is what our dough is going to look like. So scrape down the sides of your bowl and Form the dough and separate it into 2 equal parts, and then saran wrap and refrigerate for an hour. So then we're going to roll out our dough and cut out our shapes. And if you find that your dough gets too soft, put it back in the fridge or freezer for a few minutes and then continue. And then transfer your shapes to a baking tray and bake at 350 for 15 minutes. But I recommend refrigerating again for 10 minutes before you bake them. And here you'll see me dusting the tops of the cookies with powdered sugar and adding in the jam to the rounds. And be very careful with the cookies, they're very delicate. So when you're going to put the tops of the cookies on the jam rounds, don't smush them or press down too hard or they'll break. They're very delicate. And voila! I hope you enjoy. Happy holidays, everyone.